Hello and welcome everybody to the 30th art check and the second Dresden Files stream. Today with me I have my fellow Dresden Files nerds, Discordia and Ardent Party.
Yeah, Trym got me into this. He kind of dumped the books on my lap and was like, read these.
Yeah, and it's like,
love it the way we do.
yeah, and basically you were like, okay, I'll check it out, and then we spent several hours where I did, nothing but talk about Dresden Files, like, fine, I'll listen to them. And then it's like a week later, I finished the series.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Been around the whole series twice.
Oh yeah. I've just finished my fourth listen through, as I'm more of an audiobook guy than a reader guy, so yeah, I just love this. I just love this show.
That's because James Marsters is so good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Jim Butcher knows what he's doing.
Although having Jim Butcher read that latest novella was interesting. Having him read his own characters.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've listened to that one, but it's kind of weird.
It's that's the one that's called The Law, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was surprised over how well it worked together.
Hmm.
He made Mark
Yeah,
Cohn
I
sound
like
more
it.
like a mob boss than Marster does.
Yeah. I was just like, that's interesting. Don't hate it. I mean, it's not Marsters. I don't hate it.
Exactly. I mean, if something would happen to Marsters, then yes, Bezek, I do talk about other things than Dresden Files. Legend of Zelda.
It's true. He does.
It
I've
is
heard him.
it is technically something else. Anything you guys done recently before we get into this stream? Anything you've done recently or planning to do?
Well, last night I did Bomb Simulator with Bay State. I was supposed to be with Bezic, but I think he was sleeping. So maybe next time.
I
But,
guess
yeah,
that's the problem when they're on the other side of the planet.
It is. I don't hold it against him. It's like 4 a.m. But yeah, we played a bit of Bomb Simulator. We made some pigeons explode. We peed on some people. It's a good time.
Wait, pigeon explode?
Yeah, you'd love it, Trym. You'd enjoy that stream. I even kidnapped someone and I got myself a wife.
Stockholm Syndrome is the best way to get married.
Apparently, if you pee on the NPCs, they run off screaming into traffic, and then once the car runs them over, you can pick them up and put them on your trolley, and there they stay. So I just got myself a wifey. Which I think Bay Safe is gonna make a short of later. He's promised he's gonna clip that into a short.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this. This is gonna be great.
Oh, good God.
Oh boy. And what about our not Canadian?
Oh, I'm always up to something. Yesterday I did Thinking Man's Thursday and covered the topic of hygiene because.
Wait,
well,
Arden can
fellas-
think?
Hey.
Alright.
I occasionally spend a lot of time thinking. It's like that blonde joke goes. Why did she spend so much time looking at orange juice? Because it said concentrate.
I'm gonna have to check with Stormy on this one. Verify that claim.
Oh,
But
Lord.
yeah, I generally do something every day. Tomorrow, of course, we have the 100th episode of Sultans. And today I have my For Fuck's Sakes Friday coming up later.
That's gonna be nice. Me and Bezek, we're gonna do a another romp of Halo 3. We'll see how far we get into it.
I'm
So-
actually really enjoying those.
Yeah, man, it's such a fun game to play.
Especially when you scream and do something wrong.
I don't do anything wrong. I've never ever team killed Bezek, and you have no proof. Ever. There totally won't be a compilation of that ever. Oh shit, he's in the... Yeah, I forgot that. Never mind, Bezek. Yeah, you never saw anything. Gaslight. Gaslight! But,
So Trym, tell us about your puzzle stream.
Bezic managed to corral me into getting to a puzzle game. Now, the only puzzles I like are the puzzles in Legend of Zelda because they make me feel smart because they're really, really simplistic. However, this was a bit of a different thing, and I can just describe it as funny, but at the end, it was so fucking stressful, it just became painful.
See, I wanted to get Trym and Bezic a copy of Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. But Trym was like, no, I'm not gonna play it.
No, exactly. And this is a friendly message. Disco, save your money.
No. Trym, you're not getting this whole streamer thing.
Yeah, too
We,
bad.
as chat, get to torture you.
Yeah, but here's the funny thing. I don't think any of you have enough money to pay me to play that game. I will play it, but good God, I need to be fucking compensated.
Have you forgotten how bullying works with our friend circle, Trym?
I've been bullied a lot in my
I
life.
started doing thumbnails.
Have you seen the Valheim streams with the Bezic and Discordia and Bleach? I am a hard
I have, in
man.
fact.
Not in that way, though. But before we start getting into the subject of the Dresden Files, there is a subject of something that honestly kind of pisses me off a bit, and also Discordia, she just told me about it, and it is really annoying. So before we get into the scheduled programming, Disco, would you take the scene?
Right. So I don't know how many of the chat actually are familiar with our little Danger Noodle Rosa, but she's a VTuber who's a personal friend of both mine and Trym's. I think you've done artwork like of hers before on stream, haven't you, Trym?
Yeah, I was allowed to draw her knife as well, and her spirit weapon. That was cool.
And she's just a couple of hours ago, like at 6 a.m. this morning, she's been suspended again from her company for apparently having wrongthink.
And
Oh, for
note that
God's
this company in its own profile says that it is open for radical expression. So that's a big fucking lie.
Radical approved expression.
There you
No,
go.
they said embracing radical freedom of creative expression. My arse.
Yeah, I'm gonna call bullshit on that immediately.
And it appears to have been, although this is speculation from the fans, that the tweets that she's done in question, because it was on Twitter that she's apparently, said something naughty, is her having a nuanced discussion about how offensive the word retarded is.
Yeah.
And whether or not it's literally just the old use of it, or using it in a kind of modern context.
And the modern context is just means stupid, very stupid, right?
Yeah. And how she has known a lot of people with learning difficulties who are not offended by the word because they don't associate it with themselves. And apparently, allegedly, that seems to have been the thing that she's done to lose apparently 10 days pay because, if a VTuber is suspended, they're not earning.
So it's basically like suspending people from work without pay.
I can't imagine they're going to pay her to not stream because if she's not streaming, she's not earning.
Yeah.
That seems odd for a company to cut their own revenue streams.
Yeah.
This is how these corporations work. I don't know how familiar you are with the VTube corporations, Arden. But
Not very.
this is exactly what they do. I'm surprised that they haven't graduated her and celebrated firing her, which is what they normally do.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what they call graduation?
Yes.
Yeah, that's generally firing.
It's basically
very
what happened to that, that one that laughed like a kettle that I was a big fan of, Pikami? That's basically what happened to her.
I see.
So graduation is just a prompt up way of saying fired.
And they make it seem like a promotion in a sense.
Oh yeah.
Arden, I'm dropping some links. I actually can't post links in the chat because Trym hasn't given me a fucking spanner.
Well, okay, fine. Give me 2 seconds. I'll spanner you.
Trym is the spanner. Let's be honest.
It's true.
Hey!
I have my own spanner in the skull.
There you go. I
Okay,
made you a
well-
super spanner.
Oh, nice. Give her more power than me. I see how it is.
Super spanner.
Anyway, your 2 links are posted, Disco.
Okay,
Oh,
it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But yes, that's the post, and I'm fairly angry about it because, you know, she's a friend, and this just seems retarded.
I mean, I just found out about now and is like, oh, okay. I'm going to need a minute to seethe about this after we're done streaming. Good thing me and Bessica are gonna play some Halo. I have some frustrations to take out.
this
So I do
is
really hope that they
very
get
weird.
some intense backlash, and hopefully when she's allowed to go back on, then people will support her.
Oh yeah.
Because
Well, this strikes me as akin to what happened with Carl with Sargon. He made comments on some other platform, and I think it was Patreon went after him over it.
Yep.
a little bit. I mean, you
Yeah.
can at least say with VTubers, because they do everything under their brand name,
Yeah.
under their Visona, that
Yeah.
you know, they can at least make the argument that she made the comments under her
Yeah,
professional
kind of
name.
on the job, yeah.
But when you claim to be for radical free expression, and that's probably one of the reasons why she's chosen that company to go with, to then punish her for having a free expression and an opinion or something, like, you
Yeah.
can't have it both ways.
Yeah. These guys, they talk the talk, but they can't walk the walk, and that has just, I've lost a lot of respect for them already by this.
Yep.
Yeah. I hope behind the scenes that they are making it up to her for some way, but
I doubt it.
yeah, you never know.
Although, given that the response in the comments doesn't seem to be particularly friendly towards the corporation, I would hope to see some backpedaling.
Oh yeah. I mean, she's what? She isn't exactly unpopular, and she has a very loyal fan base. So,
Mm-hmm.
hell, if she does a Vebe and just goes off on her own,
Again.
yeah, just fucking
Bless her. She just won't stay down, will she?
no. And that's one of the things I like about her the most. You can throw her, you can shoot her, you can burn her, you can do whatever you want. But next time you look in your boot, there's that red snake again.
Yeah, she just keeps coming back to the surface. But I don't know how big she is compared to their other talent, because I'm not really familiar with Lucy's other talent. Given that their own page only has like 3,000 followers.
Well, the company usually doesn't have as much attention as the individual talents.
Yeah, so I have no idea if she's, you know, one of their bigger talents or not.
I would assume
Well, she's
so.
one of the few I've heard of, so.
Yeah. Well, I would assume that she's, if not the biggest one, she's one of the biggest ones. So, you know, if her fans end up just saying, no, screw you, there will be some backpedaling. Because if they're that much of a bunch of wussies and they're trying to be like, oh, look at us, we're free speech, then they will get some consequences for this.
Mm.
So do go on Twitter, do take that tweet and just say your opinion. Hypocrites.
Yeah, it's be civil, but it's one of those things where if they do get backlash, they might walk it back.
Yeah.
With an apology, I hope. Public one.
They better. Or at least, you know, make a compensation for her behind the scenes so they don't lose face. I mean, as long as Rosa comes out on top on this one, I really don't care.
Yeah, agreed. The little bit of interaction I've had with her, she seemed really nice, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's absolutely lovely. She's a little firecracker.
She's adorable.
She's crazy. And she's a little firecracker.
Yep. And
the best of it is she is just like that as well. Even off air.
Oh, she's gold.
It doesn't get turned off when the stream gets turned off. She's still squealing.
Yeah. That's the thing I like about her is that the few times I managed to have a conversation with her, it's just been a treat after treat.
Mhm.
She's a good person. I like her.
Yeah, she doesn't deserve the crap these corporations keep throwing at her.
Yeah, the corporation doesn't fucking deserve her.
Yeah.
But that aside, I guess we should jump on to the thing that we made the stream about.
True. Sorry, I needed to have a rant about that though, because it was just like.
It's alright. It's alright, and she does deserve some attention because Rosa is a clear contender in the group of best girls. So go give her attention, subscribe to her, and yeah, one of the few good VTubers I support wholeheartedly. But with this, since it's about the Dresden Files right now, can any of you tell which one I am drawing? Do you remember the name?
I have a guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not fantastic with names.
Well, you nailed
Well,
it.
it's the only one related to a bear, and
Yeah.
Ursiel is kind of related to Ursa Major. So
Oh yeah.
it's an easy guess in this case.
Yeah. Funny how it ended up was like, so what am I gonna draw? What am I gonna draw? Let's do the bear. Oh yeah, the bear. If Arden didn't know what the fuck I was drawing when it was his idea, I would have started laughing.
Yeah.
I'm not upset that you're not drawing Bob.
I can do Bob later.
That's actually a good point.
Bob is one
Because
of my
there's-
favorite characters. I love Bob.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Have you ever seen the TV series Disco?
I haven't, and part of me is like, I really want a TV series, and part of me is like, any TV series is probably going to shit on the books.
Well,
So maybe I don't want a TV series.
Yeah, I think they made the TV series after like 3 books. So, and it was in the 90s or early 2000s, so it was really bad.
Well, the
But-
first 3 books were weak.
yeah.
There's that too. But to be honest, if you and this is how my introduction to Dresden Files went. I was watching the TV series by chance when one of my friends said, "Hey, that's based on a novel series." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I've got one of the novels." I went, "Oh, I'd love to read it."
Nice.
And I burned through. I think it was Full Moon. I burned through Full Moon in like 8 hours. Just loved it.
Oh yeah.
And then I went back to watching the TV series, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is nothing like the books."
No, I haven't watched the TV series. Although the advertisements for the books, which like have the video in them, it's like, why is that not a TV series?
I know, right?
There's
Especially one for the
Oh, yeah.
last few
It's like,
books.
I am not stupid. And I'm just like, that I want to see. That I want to watch.
That's fucking cool. Oh, that was a good scene too.
What style of TV show would you go with? Would you go with live action, or would you go with something animated, or?
No, I would go with live action.
Okay.
I would have gone for animated personally.
I think that's possibly because we've both been exposed to a very bad live action adaptation, Trym.
Most likely. I mean, since when is this wizard staff a hockey stick?
I'm sorry, that was the moment I saw that in the opening of the show. I was like, okay, I'm hooked because I got to see what this is all about.
Yeah. Though it
And
is.
he is clearly the superior Harry, even on TV.
Yes.
I think maybe because I've seen the trailer and I'm just like, I want that.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. But to be honest though, I didn't mind Harry in the TV series. It's one of those moments where I'm able to separate the book from the series.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Bob is not Bob in that series. Neither is Justin DeMorn. It's just alternate Harry, basically. More like a weird.
Fanfic.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's
Yeah.
much more like fanfic.
The gift that I'm just sharing, like that is what I'm envisioning.
Yes.
There was a Facebook group too. They were doing fan-related stuff, and they were doing really good work as well. And even compared to the TV show, because, like I said, the TV show was a bad adaptation, and it wasn't done by people who really loved the material.
Nope.
I'm more than dumb enough. Fuck, I love that line.
mean,
More than dumb enough. So you're not that dumb. Oh, I'm more than dumb enough.
oh, Harry is just a fantastic hero character.
He is.
Honestly, my favorite main character in any story ever.
Yeah, he's one of the most based main characters going, especially right now because Hollywood keeps altering everything.
Yeah, and that's
Hang on
why
one
we would
second,
never
guys.
get a proper Harry Dresden series from any of the big names.
You know, that's what worries me. You know, Harry would be a trans black man, and he'd be woke as fuck. And it's just like, that ain't Harry.
Oh, totally, it's Harry, guys. We promise. Idiots. But now that we have on the subject of favorites, as it was mentioned somewhere there, I just want to know, aside from Harry Dresden, do you have a favorite character, like among the good guys team? Now, we are taken from every book until Skin Game. Until including Skin Game.
I'm a bit torn between Karen and Bob.
Both are just so fucking good characters.
Karen had to grow on me. I didn't like Karen in the early books. She just kept arresting him.
Yeah. Not just arresting him, but fucking physically assaulting the guy too.
If I had to, I'd have to pick two because it's the same sort of deal where I'm kind of torn between two, and it's Michael Carpenter, obviously.
Mhm.
You've seen my Avatar,
Oh yeah.
and Ebenezer McCoy. I love Ebenezer McCoy,
Yes.
and there's so much stuff that's shown about him just in kind of tiny passing, like in Changes, the whole thing with that black staff that he's got.
Oh.
I want to know the whole deal with that so bad.
Remember Archangel. That. Yeah. Oh, during the fucking Battle of Chichen Itza when McCoy just arrives and does that, it gives me chills to the point of fucking tears every time.
Yeah. And I constantly imagine Wilford Brimley as Ebenezer McCoy, and it's a real shame that he's passed away.
Too many good actors. And that is also why I'd prefer an animated show, because it's easier to find proper voices than there is to, find the right actors these days. And also, let's be honest, it'd be a good excuse to just have James Marsters do half the fucking cast.
Yes! Basically just the audiobooks, but somebody's illustrated it.
Oh, hey, that could be a good project if I get
If
good
they did
enough.
almost like a motion comic or something like it.
Yes. Oh,
You just
Lord.
have the audiobooks with James doing 100% of the voices, but somebody's illustrated and animated it.
Remind me that if I ever become a millionaire, I should have some ideas.
Where's your project, Trym? I expect it next month, please.
Oh God, you're evil. Oh man.
That's only fair, Disco, because Trym and I were having a discussion about Star Wars, and he got me back into a piece I was thinking about working on a few years ago that I kind of put away, and it ended up dominating like 3 whole days on me.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And well, my personal favorite characters, I'm gonna choose 2 as well. That is Karen Murphy, because she's the best girl, and Waldo Butters.
Oh, Butters is so much fun.
Yes, because in the beginning I thought, okay, this is just an annoying guy, but every time Waldo is there, it's just, he never gives up, and he always does his damn best. He never, ever just gives up and, pusses out or does anything. Even when he runs away towards the enemy. And of course, what happens...
Oh, go ahead.
No, yeah, after what happens in Skin Game, it's like, oh yeah, finally!
Yeah, one of my favorite moments is where he's like, I saw the moment where Waldo Butters decided to become a hero.
Yeah. Oh, that was so beautiful. Like, every moment with him, and how he goes from being a, well-meaning coward into being the guy with the biggest balls in all of Chicago.
As he's screeching, Boga never dies!
Yes! I might get that
Oh,
fucking
God, I
tattooed
love
on me.
that.
I might get that fucking tattooed on me.
That's his battle cry.
Oh yeah. Oh, and then he got a fucking angel lightsaber with a fucking heavenly course when he turns it on. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
that was awesome. The Fate Saber. Yeah, I love that thing.
Yeah. Man, it's perfect, and also that it was oh come on, what was the name of the knight from the
Shiro.
Shiro, yeah, and that it was Shiro's sword. That was perfect.
Yeah, was it Fidelakius or Esperakius? I think
Fidelakius.
Esperakius is the one that's yeah
Esperakius belongs to the best Russian ever.
the best Black Russian ever.
Yes.
Yeah, do you know what? That's what annoys me about the fact that in the Netflix adaptation, like Harry would be black, and it's like there's already a fantastic black character.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's already a diverse cast because he's already had an old Asian man, he's already had a black guy from Russia. Yeah,
Hey, didn't they make Morgan black in the TV series?
in the TV series they did in fact make Morgan black. Yeah.
Yeah. I first thought that when I heard the book, Morgan was black, until I heard, wait, he's not, he's Caucasian? Wait, what?
He's German.
Oh, that makes it even funnier.
Yep.
Considering the time he grew up.
It's probably a bit of a nod to that particular attitude towards Germans from earlier in the century.
Oh yeah. But
Wasn't
yeah, go on.
what's her name? His first girlfriend. God, her name is blind.
Susan.
Right.
Wasn't she like
No.
Latino? Or...
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was. She was a Latino American.
Yep.
Chocolate. 10 out of 10. Would
She
recommend.
was spicy tamale.
Yes. Oh, and she also. Oh, it's so nice. It's everybody makes mistakes there, and it comes back. But even though it could be averted by Harry, it's still her choice and her responsibility. What happened to her?
Yeah, but he beats himself up about it.
Yeah. And of course, how his
Yeah.
friends just, face him down. It's like, dude, stop beating yourself up over shit that, while maybe could have been avoided if you talked about it, it would most likely not have changed a single thing, because it is not in their nature to avoid that shit. Susan would probably have gone to Bianca's ball regardless.
Yeah, she was like, "I'm gonna get my scoop."
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, she got it.
And then some.
She got scooped.
Oh lord, man.
Speaking of Bianca, I would say my favorite non-human character is Mouse.
Oh yeah.
I love Mouse. Mouse is so much fun.
Yes. I mean, he's just, every time he's there, Mouse is just the best one. He's the smartest, he's the most competent, regardless of what he does. And Mouse doesn't fuck around. At all.
Yeah, but out of the two pets that Harry has, out of Mister and Mouse, which one would you pick?
Oh. Huh.
I mean, for me, it's easy. I'm a dog person. I'm gonna go with Mouse.
The thing
because
is,
I love
Mouse
big dogs.
isn't really a dog.
He's a demigod
he is.
dog.
No, he's actually a Newfoundland. They're all like that, I swear.
No, but he's not actually a dog.
He's
No,
a
fair.
He's a food dog. So technically, he's a demigod dog. He has some lineage back to some kind of ancient deity.
Hmm.
Ah, okay.
So he's sort of he's a sacred dog, magic dog. But
And I think Harry is Mouse's pet.
yeah, I mean it's
That's probably more accurate.
I mean it's
He's-
already
he's also
been
Mister's.
it's already been stated by both the dog and Dresden, like, no, he adopted me. It's like, and like Ladanchi, the scene with Ladanchi is like, you will turn them back or I will rip your ass off. It's like, no, I found him. Oh dear, there are some really fun moments, and in Dresden Files, I like how he manages to switch between funny and scary and just downright stressful.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
He's got a real talent for building tension.
oh yeah. Like when he goes to have that final face-off against Bianca in the third book, and is and the main hitman of all the vampires just nice khakis. Just fucking smack talk him about his dress code. How he just faces up against one of the biggest hitters in Chicago, and he's wearing khakis. I didn't think about that until what, the third time I listened to it. I was like, oh shit, he's just in his underwear. Duck underwear. Facing down two old fucking powerful vampires, like, huh, wow. This guy has balls. Ugh.
The only thing that would have made that scene better is if he had a hole in his underwear.
I mean, ugh. And also that scene was, before that scene, it just... What do you think happened in that scene, you know, before that, where the vampires assaulted him? Because a lot of it hints that they actually abused him. Like, sexually abused him as they were fucking terrorizing him.
Maybe. Like, he does talk about having, like, frequent flashbacks and nightmares.
Yeah, and...
Yeah.
And it's like, they did things to him. It's like, oh, shit, how...
But it is also worth remembering that the vampire saliva is, like, a hallucinogenic. So it could have been more like one, like, massive bad trip.
Yeah.
Also true, yeah.
But let's also not forget that we're talking about the race of creatures who gave rise to the cartels. Yeah, their entire cover is that they are the cartels. The cartels are controlled by the Red Court. So, I would not be surprised if the Red Court vampires would just up and do that to some people. They are monsters of the worst kind.
Yeah, it's true. In some ways, the Red Court is worse than the Black Court.
Yeah, I mean the Black Court is just down and right evil, but the Red Court is the maliciously, what is it? They hold grudges like nobody else.
Yeah.
Dear God, I mean, just look what they fucking did to Dresden's daughter. Piece of shit. So,
well, that's actually one of the points I really love about the show, or the series rather. Sorry, is how very much it matters to Harry that he's a father.
Yeah.
And how much he's willing to put his own life on the line for his kid.
Yeah, from the moment he found out as well. Like, he hadn't even married.
Yeah.
I mean, and the really thing that the part that hit me the hardest is during the entire series, he has constantly been like, no, screw you, Mab, I won't join your side. Nope, 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 nope. Power, nope, nope. And then, as he's running out of options, like, yeah, okay, I'm doing this for my kid.
Yeah.
Fucking dad of the year right there. Or
yeah,
century.
people will do some horrible things for their children.
Oh yeah. And I'm not holding that against him.
Oh God, no.
I mean, the Red Court fucking deserved it. Every single one of them.
True.
But, as we were talking about monsters and villains, do you have any favorite, or when I say favorite, either those you sympathize with, or you can just have those you love to hate?
Trying to think of the villains.
I wouldn't say I sympathize with him, but I really want to know his backstory, and that's Nicodemus.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He has a very interesting story, and Nicodemus is by far one of the most interesting in many ways. But the one I am the most interested in is Cowl.
The one I'm most interested in is Mab.
I like Mab.
Oh yeah.
I would like to know more about Mab, because it's hinted that she's, I guess, either a lover or daughter of Merlin's. So she was obviously human.
Yeah. I mean, she out and out stated herself that she was human once, and my theory is that she used to be Morgana. That is my theory.
We might find out, because, as I said, it was hinted. in the very last book that was released that this was something to do with Mab's backstory.
Yeah.
They actively came in and taunted Mab.
Yeah. Man, I'm so looking forward to the next book. Jesus Christ. Well, at least I no longer have to wait for Tears of the Kingdom, but Jesus Christ, now all that focus is on fucking the Dresden Files, book 18.
Right, faster.
Oh, Jesus.
And then we gotta wait for Marstus to read it.
I might try and fucking kidnap both of them, lock them in a cell, like, work. You want to see your family again, huh? Yeah, I would be the worst kind of fan to ever have a visit of. Because I would do nothing but geek out about that series. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Actually, another topic we could talk about. What's the one mystery you guys want solved? Like, I'm curious about so many things. Goodman Gray, Nicodemus. Right? What actually happened between Harry and Dumorn? Who Cowell is? Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
But all that sort of stuff. But the one thing I really want to know is kind of the deal with the swords. What is the actual deal with the swords? Where did the swords come from?
Well, it is, as hinted in Skin Game, there is a angel, or rather, not an angel. Like, you know how there are fallen angels in the Black and Denarii, right?
They seem to have angels in them.
Yeah, or at least connected to them. So each of the swords is connected to one of the archangels, and it seems to me that Uriel is connected to Philolachius. At least from what I could gather.
That makes sense, and it also kind of fits with Uriel's name being translated as Fire of God.
Yes. And yeah, it's I'm pretty sure that the three greatest archangels of God are the ones who are connected to the swords as a counterbalance to the fallen angels inside the coins.
That really does make sense, yeah.
Yeah, at least that's what I gathered from Skin Game when they started getting a bit into it. And yeah, that's actually all I have to say on the matter. Disco, you got anything?
I'm just interested in who's gonna be the third knight.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And Maracchia still needs a new wielder.
Yeah,
That's
there's
right.
no wielder, and I think it has to be a pre-established character, and it has to be a pre-established character that's currently a bit powerless. So somebody that really needs that help to get stuck in.
Toot Toot. No.
Yeah, as if Toot Toot will be able to handle that thing. Size aside,
I love Toot Toot.
Size aside, I don't think he has the right ability to wield it. But I actually have one theory, but now I will not mention what happens in the newer books. But I believe Thomas will become the next wielder of Amarokis, considering how much he loves Justine and what's happening in that area.
Maybe.
Without spoiling too much what happens in the next book.
That would be very, very interesting because there's a whole pile of ways that could go.
Oh, yeah.
It would be difficult as well. There would need to be a lot of stuff resolved before that could even come to pass.
Yeah. I mean, it was my main theory before the events of Peace Talk. But I still have this creeping suspicion that if not Thomas, there must be someone else, because Amarokis is the sword of love, so it has to be someone who is willing to do things out of love in the extreme. I mean, it's the reason why Susan was able to wield the sword during the attack on the Red Court.
True.
It would be interesting if it was Harry's daughter.
Yeah, but I don't think...
that would be interesting.
that Harry gets in trouble.
Yeah, but that's a temporary
finds
wielder. I'm thinking like more of a long-time wielder, right?
I mean,
Well, that's
they all
the
start
thing
as
though.
temporary
Oh,
wielders.
Sorry. What?
go ahead, Disco.
Well, they all start as temporary wielders.
Yeah, but I'm thinking.
Yeah, I was
Hmm.
I was going to say Michael. The weird thing, and it is pointed out repeatedly that it's very strange that Michael wielded Amarakius for so long, and now they've kind of got Butters with the Fate Saber, and over, I think even I'm probably going to butcher his name. I think it's Sasha, but it might be no, yeah, it's Sasha, the Russian black fella.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sasha.
Sonya.
Sonya, that's what I can never remember how it's spelled unless I'm reading it. But Sonya, the thing with him, like he said over and over, and Shiro pointed out as well, that it's really unusual for bearers of the blades to be long term.
Yeah.
So it may very well end up being that someone like Father Forthill might pick the sword up for a little bit, or Michael's son, or any number of people.
Yeah, I was also suspecting Michael's oldest son, but it seems more and more unlikely now that he's just more become less and less attached to it. Though, who was the boy in Ghost Stories? The carpenter in Ghost Stories, wasn't he one of the younger sons?
I think it was one of the older ones. It was Daniel, wasn't it?
Okay.
Be interesting if it was little Harry.
Ooh.
Because he's been one that, like, one of the carpenter children that's been talked about a lot. He comes up fairly often in the story, but he hasn't had a big role yet.
Huh. I mean,
Little Harry must be approaching his teens now.
I have a feeling that Harry's gonna be more on the side of wizardry, considering how potent magic runs in the family.
There's that too, yeah.
Yeah. Only Molly
That was
has become a mage, so I have a feeling that little Harry is going to show some potential himself.
That was a hell of a reveal, wasn't it? When they revealed that.
Oh geez, that one got me. I had to pause the fucking audiobook. It's like, wait, what? Miss Carpenter is a what?
And her mom.
I was gonna say it's more Mrs. Carpenter is what?
Oh yeah. Though that book was what made me really love Charity.
Oh yeah.
Fucking hell.
I liked Charity from the beginning because she kind of reminded me of some of the women in my family, but yeah.
Yeah, I always had a soft. I've understood Charity and I liked her, but I never really loved her until her moments during her book.
She's another one who has wielded the sword.
Yeah, but when I say like a wielder of the sword, it's sort of like as they are rare, but they are definitely there. You have Michael, you have Shiro, and you have Sonya, and now you have Butters. They are those who get to wield the swords for a lengthy period of time, maybe a decade or more, right? But
Yeah,
then you have
the guys who have the call, yeah.
Yes, but then you have those who are the temporary ones who like have it for like 1 or 2 days or maybe a few hours.
Yeah, just long enough to resolve one particular issue.
Exactly. So I'm wondering, because I don't think Father Forthill would be able to be a sword wielder because he's just too old, and the sword doesn't grant you any magical abilities. It more or less just nerfs the enemy. It puts things on the proper path so it equals the field between the supernatural and the knight. And also the angels have the ability to partially possess the wielder. It's one of the reasons why Murphy hesitated to answer the calling. Because she was given the option, she just chose not to. So, and that's one of the reasons why she didn't want to take up the calling, because she didn't want to be the vehicle of an angel. At least that's how I saw it.
Weird, because she was quite religious.
She was, but Murphy is more than anything a strong-willed person, and strong-willed people don't exactly like to be led by the nose.
Mm.
At least that's my guess. So more than that, I can't really say anything
Bleach in chat is asking if you're drawing his meeting demon.
that. The Bears. Oh shit, the Dinosqua. I completely forgot about him.
The
He's
Dinosqua,
in-
yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
wasn't he confirmed to have survived?
I can't recall.
Well, he wasn't killed. He wasn't killed in the battle. He fled.
No, he was squished between two large chunks of ice, and then the river shoulders, Sasquatch comes out. It's like, oh yeah, he's still around. What?
Uh,
Apparently this
Makes-
motherfucker's durable as fuck.
Makes sense. It's Deadpool the Bigfoot.
Oh yeah, that's unfair though. That is so unfair.
Yeah, but if nothing else, Trym, we've learned that Jim Butcher loves to make Harry's life unfair.
Well, and also everyone, the more overpowered you are, the harder you're gonna hit the floor anyway. So okay, I kind of see that one.
It's almost like Jim is basically increasing Harry's level and therefore his challenge ratings on his encounters.
Oh lord. Oh, another villain I'm really interested in seeing more about, and that is Lord Dracul. Because he's always been foreshadowed, and he gets a little moment in the newer books. I'm not going to say what he does and how it goes, but it was enough to pique my interest.
there is gonna have to be some kind of final battle with him now
Yeah, I mean,
after the last book.
yeah, I mean, especially including Carlos, because both Harry and Carlos, they have some unfinished business with that Romanian douchebag.
I could see Carlos being a wielder of Amarakius as well.
Really?
I could see it because like one of his first deals was always talking about how much of a hot Latin lover he was when they first started encountering each other. So it would be a sort of ironic sort of twist.
That would make sense now because he's quite badly injured, and although he is a talented wizard, he's at a disadvantage at the moment.
Yeah. Though,
Yeah.
let's be honest, even if he had to go around in a wheelchair to do this, he's dangerous. I mean, his spells
Oh,
can
yeah.
disintegrate people on a molecular level, and it uses the body it disintegrates as fuel for itself. I mean, holy shit, did you see him walk through that? Like the battle in the depths with the White Court? That's scary. That was scary.
Another character I absolutely love is Ivy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the archive, yeah. That's an interesting character for sure. What is she portrayed as? About 8 or 9 in the first few
I think
books?
she's 7 the first time he meets her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Currently a young woman now, I think.
I think she's in her late teens now, yeah.
Well, yeah, and connected to her is Kincaid, and I mean, I am absolutely curious about Kincaid too.
Yeah, or he rather used to be.
Hmm.
I mean,
he get-
even Ivy fucking fired Kincaid, and they were like really close.
Okay. I must be missing a detail in my memory. Somewhat like Disco, I'm not so much a problem solver as I am a builder, not a memory bank.
Hey, I'm not even a memory bank for anything, but except for things I'm really into, and this one is one of the things that passes barely.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, at least from what I can remember, it seems like Kincaid is no longer affiliated with Ivy because Ivy knows that Kincaid did the job. Even if she knows that he did it on Harry's orders, I think the human part of her is unable to look at Kincaid at the moment. So
See, I don't remember this.
sorry,
Yeah,
I'm blanking on this.
sorry.
that's
yeah,
fair.
I'm thinking we might get
But-
a redemption story, and since also Kincaid is connected to Dracul as he used to be his personal hitman, I think that next time we see Dracul, it's going to involve Carlos and Kincaid.
he also has connection with Ebenezer.
Oh yeah.
There's history there.
There might be. Oh, dude, I think Lord Dracul might even be Black Council. All
I
things
think it
considered,
fits, doesn't it?
yeah, it makes to me it makes perfect sense that Dracul would be on a like level alongside Cowl, if not above it.
Is there no? There'd be no. Well, hang on. No, okay, he couldn't be Red Court because of the way that spell was worked.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think
Red Court was bloodline anyway.
well the
What was
entire
that,
Red
Krista?
Court has been wiped out, so they're a non-issue, and yeah. Hmm. The mystery about Cowl is that he has everything so far points out that he is senior counsel. The question is, who in the senior council would be Cowl?
Hmm.
That narrows it down to what, 7 people?
Yes. Like, a part of me wonders if it's actually Merlin, and not
I
directly.
was actually going to ask you: is he described like is his physique described in any way? Is he described as taller than Harry, shorter than Harry?
Harry never really gets a good look on the guy, and
Yeah,
I have an idea that he might be doing some shapeshifting when he turns in. The one who is Cowl, it does some shapeshifting, or maybe does some shapeshifting to fit in with the council.
Hmm.
possibly. Yeah. No, one of the twisted ideas I had. Oh, hello, Stormy. Nice to see you, baby. One of the ideas I had for Cowl is that it's actually Ebenezer's dark side, which
I
would be absolutely terrifying.
It would, but he's too involved against him unless it's some kind of schizophrenic thing where he's
Well,
fighting himself.
that's kind of what I'm thinking because with the Black Staff, it's quite possible that that's having more of an effect on him than even he knows about.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Oh,
already a good hint of the secret of the Black Staff, by the way, but that happens in the latest book, so I'm not gonna spoil it.
but I would think if that's the case, you would see Hal with a black star.
Yeah,
Also true.
I suspect, and this is only a theory, that I suspect that this is a dark side of the Merlin, or it's a dark side of Injun Joe.
Well, that would make sense with the shapeshifting.
And another one.
I
Here's one. You remember
mm,
the Pietrov, the friend who died?
Petrov, yeah.
Yeah, the senior council member who supposedly died during the Battle of Archangel.
Hmm. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but that is just that. Those are just theories, though.
Hmm. Okay. Did you guys want to move on to the quizzes for shits and giggles now?
Sure.
We'll start off with some of the easy ones. What is Harry Dresden's full name?
You want to do this, Disco?
Harry Blackstone Copperfield Dresden.
Yes, indeed. What city does Harry Dresden live in?
Chicago.
It's this is kind of a funny question. What is the color and make of Harry's car?
Oh my fucking god! Which book?
First of all,
Yeah.
which car?
Yeah, no, this is
Assuming it's pre-changes.
this is yeah,
all
this is
of them.
somebody who
Oh lord.
this is somebody who basically had a bit of a surface level understanding of the series when they wrote the quiz. So it's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
obvious. It's just the title of the car.
You know, I will give you
Bug.
I will give you the best. No wait, Disco, you can give yours if not. I can give my answer afterwards.
it's a patchwork bug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's a Volkswagen Beetle, and color, yes. That's the best fucking description
Yeah,
you'll get.
yeah. It's probably would have been better if they had said, "What is the nickname of Harry's car?"
Yeah. Used to be blue, not anymore.
Yeah, it's the Blue Beetle. Yeah, which I think, I don't know for sure because I've never seen Butcher address this. I think might be a reference to the comic book character.
It is. It is
Oh,
stated
okay,
literally in
excellent.
the book.
Which of the following tools does Harry not use in his investigations? Wizard's sight, soul gaze, blasting rod, hockey stick.
Hockey stick. You know what?
I
We'll
reckon you would use a hockey stick if there was one in reach and somebody needed bopped on the head.
wait. Did
Oh,
he?
absolutely.
Oh, I don't remember. Maybe he has done it. I haven't really checked. Sorry.
Oh, he would. I don't know if he has, but he absolutely would.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I think he wrenched a guy
What-
too.
What does Harry say when he invokes a fire spell? And I'll give you four choices here: Fury, Pyro, Fuego, or Inferno.
Fuego.
We can do each. We can do every. We can go back and forth. So you do one, and I'll do one. Does that sound good? So we don't
Okay.
talk over each other.
Okay. So, who wants to take this one then? We'll start with Trym or Disco.
I can if Disco doesn't want to. What do you say?
Okay,
Okay.
this one is exceptionally easy.
Okay.
One of Harry's, also because we've covered it very thoroughly. One of Harry's friends is a Knight of the Cross named Michael Carpenter. What is the name of the sword he carries?
Amarocchus.
Let me see. Some of these are kind of silly and deserve to be skipped. What is What is the name of the otherworldly place where Harry sometimes travels, even though he dislikes going?
What's the name of it?
You want the four choices?
Yeah. I'm playing.
The underworld, the
Yeah.
Chicago sewers, the Never
Well,
Never,
maybe. The what?
the Never Never, or the,
The
Never
Never
Realm.
Never, that's the one.
Yeah.
Although I think he's been in the sewers.
Yeah.
I don't think he liked going there.
I
No,
mean,
he didn't have a lot of fun down there.
who would enjoy going to the fucking Chicago sewers? Have you seen that shit? Ew.
What was the place that was physically beneath Chicago? Was that Undertown?
Yes.
One for Trym then. Which of the following is a vampire court that Harry has not engaged in battle? The White Court, the Black Court, the Red Court, the Jade Court.
The Jade Court. God, I fucking want him to though. They sound interesting.
Don't really think
What-
we've met them, have we?
We've gotten a short description of them. Apparently, they're sort of like the Yang-Chi, and instead of eating your blood, they drain your breath.
Huh.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
What is the ultimate weapon against a White Court vampire?
Love.
Mm-hmm. What type of werewolf does Harry ally himself with in the novel Full Moon? A hexen wolf, a werewolf, a lycanthrope, or a lugaroo?
Werewolf.
Okay. I think that one's actually the lugaroo.
Wait, the Lugaroo?
I
I'm
think
sorry,
so.
but the Lugaroo
That's-
didn't have any sort of alliance with the guy.
Yeah, no, he's alliance with the alphas. And the alphas
Yeah.
are like little wizards
Yeah.
who know one spell.
Yeah, but wasn't it the woman that was teaching the alphas? Wasn't she the
Well, she's not a Lugaroo. She seems to be a
girlfriend of the
wolf.
lugaroo that he ends up helping?
Yeah,
in
she,
the, in
she's
the
a
book?
she's a were-human. She's a were-human.
Yeah, no, but she was the girlfriend of the lugaroo, wasn't she?
I mean, yeah, he did ally himself to work with the human part, but the Lugaroo was sort of like the main antagonist force of the book.
Yeah, I wouldn't have
True.
said he aligned himself with the Lugaroo.
Okay.
If that is the actual answer to the question's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, yeah, I just checked the hint, and it says that it's actually the werewolf.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys were right, I was wrong. Awesome. What is the name of the Chicago medical examiner who allows Harry to examine the deceased? Full name, please. There we go. Here's one for you. This is the one that throws me on occasion. Who was Harry's first love?
Ooh, shit. This isn't. It isn't Susan. It is Elaine Mallory.
Nice. Well done.
She's a fucking awesome character.
What is the name of the organization that oversees the use of magic, and who is their leader?
The council and the Merlin.
Yep.
And the Merlin is a dick.
Yes.
Here's one for you. What personality trait, and I will read the 4 options. What personality trait tends to get Harry into trouble the most? He's intensely violent, he's unwaveringly aggressive, he's stubbornly chivalrous, or he's inherently cautious.
The third one.
Yeah, he's definitely stubbornly chivalrous.
But where's this? Where's the
Unwaveringly
smartassery?
Fair, yeah. I don't think the smartassery really gets him in trouble so much as he uses the smartassery to really kind of make sure he gets in trouble.
Yeah, he's already in a bit of trouble, and then his mouth goes.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
smartness of my ass is known far and wide, he says.
Okay. Which type of usually forbidden magic did Harry use in Deadbeat? Demonology? Mind invasion? Necromancy. Yeah, there you go.
You
Did
rode
you
a
guys-
dinosaur through fucking Chicago.
Oh, it's so badass.
Yeah. I understand why you would want to see that live action disco.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like technically it's not against the rules because it's not human.
Yep.
Oh, I love fucking rules lawyering.
What is the name of the fallen angel that became imprinted in Harry's mind? And what is the nickname Harry gave its presence?
Who are you
Bonus
asking?
points. Whose turn is it? I believe it's your turn, Trym.
Okay. Lashio and new name Lash.
Yep.
Now that's a character I didn't know I would fucking miss.
Yeah. I was impressed with Harry's ability to actually make, to be fair, a splinter of an angel's consciousness convert to actually being worthwhile.
Yeah, that was a moment.
So, yeah, this one will be for Disco. Harry uses all of the following abilities with the help of the fallen Denarius, except which? Invisibility, photographic memory, hellfire, language translation.
To help with what?
Harry uses these abilities with the help of the fallen Denarius. So which one of these abilities does Lash not give him? Photographic memory,
No,
hellfire,
Get that.
language translation, or invisibility?
He's not invisible.
Okay, and that's actually the end of this quiz. Let's see how we did. Correct. So, only 83% of players actually knew Harry's full name.
Really?
Only 91% knew he was living in Chicago.
Jesus.
Only 87% knew it was the Blue Beetle. Oh, excuse me. 15% of players have apparently been taken in by the TV show
Oh,
because they answered hockey stick.
Christ. Cursed.
Oh, I actually skipped a couple of questions there, but that doesn't matter.
You said
Let's
they weren't
see
worth our
here.
time, so...
Yeah.
We got 100% on this.
Yeah, we would have. But let's see. Only 75% of players knew it was Amarakius that Michael wielded.
Well, to be fair, he didn't show up in a TV series.
This is also true. 80% of players knew that it was the Never Never. 79% knew the Jade Court. 80% knew Love. Now, this is interesting. you guys actually overruled me on the werewolf question
Yes.
and answered werewolf, so I went with it.
Mm.
But according to this, only 41% of players answered that correctly.
Okay.
And I think personally it's a bit of an issue because uh, they're using the term werewolf here, and the definitions they're giving is kind of strange. A werewolf is a person who can change into wolves and vice versa through magic.
Yeah.
Harry allies himself with a group named the Alphas, who were taught to turn into werewolves by Tara, a wolf who can turn herself into a human.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't pluralized in the question. And there is a brief time where Harry and Tara and I can never remember the guy's name.
Marcone.
Uh, no, the Lugaroo.
I
The guy
love
who
how
was
Arden is just trying to explain the wrongness.
Uh-huh. Right. I hear
The types of werewolf are actually explained by Bob at the start of that book.
Yeah.
He
No,
goes
fair
through
enough.
the different types of werewolf and explains like what the differences are.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the
Do you guys remember?
Lugaroo isn't something you can ally yourself with. You can maybe try and guide it, but you will never be able to ally yourself with it because it is essentially just a rabid monster out to kill whatever. The one who's possessed can maybe guide it by really concentrating on someone before it turns, but it has no cognitive functions that way.
Yeah. He has to lock himself up at the start of the night.
Yeah. And considering that his circle was screwed up with by the feds, then yeah.
Yeah, fair. Let me see. Now I've gone and moved a little bit. Only 83% of players knew it was Waldo Butters. 77 knew Elaine Mallory. 82 knew the White Council and Merlin. 75% answered correctly for stubbornly chivalrous. Only 52% of players knew it was necromancy that he used to bring a T-Rex back to life.
Wow.
Yeah, amateurs.
Hey, I didn't know that you could bring back a T-Rex by being psychic.
Yeah, and only 65% of players were correct about the invisibility question. How did you... Did you never read the books to know that he'd never turned himself invisible?
Not through Lashy's help, but he does know
Yeah.
how to kick up a good veil, especially after teaching Molly.
Also true, yeah. But that isn't exactly invisibility, is it? It's more difficulty to be
Manipulation
perceived.
of reality,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, in a way it is.
Manipulation perception.
Yeah.
Alas, didn't give him that.
Oh, here's one of these that I always find interesting. Which Dresden Files character are you?
Hey, if you want to do that, I'm happy to do it.
I'll have a look here. Okay, take the quiz. Well, what we'll do, we'll take the questions in turns
All right.
and see what we end up with at the end.
What is our combined identity, people? What is our group's identity? What is our they them, huh?
Okay, for whatever reason, these links aren't quite working properly. Okay, yeah, no. Let me try something else here. Should be the right one now, I think.
In case anybody is wondering what I'm using, I'm currently using the presets of Jazz's different brushes, and I'm in love with the construction pencil.
Is that like construction paper? Only a pencil?
Yes. Or it's rather as you can see, it's very pixely, very messy, but I like it. Really do. It looks good. What do you guys think?
Yeah, dude, no. I mean, you're an amazing artist as far as I'm concerned.
Bless you. Thank you.
Okay, so you're about to go on an adventure. You had to pick one of these items to bring on your journey. Uh, the the bottle of light from Lord of the Rings. What was it called?
The Evening Star.
Maybe. Okay, so here are your choices. You have the light bottle from Lord of the Rings, a lightsaber, a phaser, uh, the sonic screwdriver, a hand grenade, a crystal ball, and what looks like a wizard's staff. So we'll let Trym go first since he's the host of the show. Yeah.
Well, huh. There was a lot of good things to bring along there, and a lightsaber would be goddamn cool as well. Could you read them up again, just so I don't...
Sure. Yeah. The bottle of light that Sam uses to drive away the spider in Lord of the Rings. Lightsaber, sonic screwdriver, phaser, hand grenade, wizard's staff, and we'll call it a magic ball, a crystal ball sort of deal.
Well, if I can use the staff, if I can use the wizard staff like a wizard, then I would choose the staff. If not, I would go with a fucking lightsaber.
Okay,
cool.
we'll go with the wizard's staff there then.
Yes.
Okay, and for Disco, choose a mythical creature as your sidekick for your adventure. A vampire, a robot, an alien, a fairy, a dragon, a titan, a predator, which I assume is the...
fast.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Still contemplating the first two and you're off.
Okay. A vampire, a robot.
What kind
alien.
of vampire?
It does not make a distinction between vampire types.
Okay.
Genius.
Okay, so did you catch alien?
Okay.
Okay. A fairy, a dragon.
Dragon sounds useful.
A titan, which I assume is from Attack on Titan, or may possibly be the predecessors to the Olympian gods.
It could be the Titan.
Yeah, you know, the one from the...
From Titan AE?
No. The previous books.
Okay, fair.
Titan.
You know, the last Titan, kind of the one who...
Yes. Okay, yeah. A predator, which I assume means the science fiction alien creature, or an angel.
Ooh. I would be between a dragon and an angel. I feel like an angel would be more useful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless he wants you to go to church all the time.
And the one that comes to me is, which musical genre do you like the most? And the choices are classical, hard rock, dubstep, and electronica.
If you answer those,
Country.
I will physically beat you when we meet.
Yeah, pick well, or you may be
as the wise man once said, I like the wubs, but I'm not picking that one. Country, jazz, rhythm and blues, heavy metal, or polka. And for me, if you told me I could only listen to one of those genres for the rest of my life, I would have to pick the blues.
Not the worst pick.
Not the best, but it's not the worst.
Okay. This one coming to Trym, I believe, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. This one has a bunch of different options, but I'll actually let you answer the question rather than read out the options because I think it'll probably work just as well that way.
Okay.
You're walking down an alley and you witness a cloaked figure stab a person and they're about to run away, the person who did the stabbing. What is the first thing you would do?
Try to help the guy who gets stabbed.
Okay, so the option there is wait until the bad guy leaves, then check if the victim is okay.
Or, is there an option to, try to intervene during the stabbing?
I will run the options for you. There's call the cops and let them handle it. Chase the attacker down. Shoot. Trap the bad guy with your clever tricks. follow the bad guy so you can find out who he is, use your sword to take on the bad guy, or call your minions so you can corner him. None of these prevent the step.
Oh. Call upon my minions.
Nins.
Yeah, fucking.
For disco, we have just a list of books to choose from in the Dresden series. So,
List of
turn,
books? Is this just favorite?
it just says pick a Dresden Files novel, and it gives I think
Changes.
8 choices. Changes it is.
Changes.
That was easy.
That's such a good fucking
Save
book.
me reading them all out. It's just so good. Changes. It's
Yeah, it is. It's probably one of my favorite. Well, it's probably my favorite one. Before
it just keeps piling
Skin
everything on. You can't even
Yeah.
like. You're like, really more?
I mean, this
Yeah.
is it would be perfect for the series ending, and then of course he made Battlegrounds, and I was like, oh boy.
The one that comes to me. Finish this sentence. I want to have the power to control, and the options are ice, fire, wind, light, water, animals, shadows, and machines. And because I'm a bastard, I'm going to go with wind.
So you like to eat beans?
Yes.
Ardent,
I do.
Ardent,
do
the breaker
occasionally-
of winds.
I do occasionally engage in the casting of stinking cloud. Excuse me.
You are
Just a
maybe
second.
forgiven.
Had to cough up something substantial there. My apologies. So for Trym, which store in the mall do you like to go to and shop at the most? I'm gonna guess it's not the makeup store.
Oh, you have no idea, honey. Oh.
So your options are makeup, which we're obviously going to ignore, urban clothing, bookstore, computer store, video game store, men's designer clothes, women's designer clothes, or the hardware store.
Video game store. But what the hell made you think that I would go anywhere near a fancy clothes store?
Well, I was just giving you the options.
Painful. But yeah, game. I'm a gamer at heart.
As Disco has muted herself, we can answer this one for her using our opinion.
Excuse
Oh,
me?
damn!
I'm
Good.
muting myself because I'm typing and I didn't feel like the stream would want to hear typing.
Nice try, Ardent. Nice try.
Fair. Which pair of words best describes you? Young and rebellious, smart and dedicated, funny and naughty, beautiful and wise, dark and passionate, tiny and fierce,
Oh, I know.
powerful,
Perhaps I should let Trym answer this one.
powerful and impulsive, or brave and heroic.
I think it's got to be tiny and fierce.
You have to say it in the accent, please.
Tiny but fierce.
Perfection.
And this one is mine to answer, I think. Yes. Okay. What's my religious view? Christian, Islam, Buddhist, agnostic, atheist, Catholic, other. We'll go with atheist, just to have it easy. Apparently, we're Karen Murphy.
Oh,
I'm not necessarily disappointed by this particular option.
I mean, what? She's the coolest female character in any book ever.
Yes. Unfortunately, they chose one of the most Karen, and Karen in the slur sense, quotes to put on the picture with her. If you make some comment, even obliquely alluding to menstruation or menopause and its effect on my judgment, I will break your arm in 11 places.
I fucking love that quote. Oh man, I love her so much. Best character ever.
Yeah, I absolutely loved Murphy, yeah.
Yeah, love Murphy, dude. Love Murphy.
Yeah, no,
She's
no.
fine.
When I was reading her, yeah. It's the scene. Oh yeah, no. I'm trying to think of what my favorite scene with Murphy is.
I need to blow in my nose, so I'm just gonna quickly mute myself. Let's see. Is this the button? Come on. Mute. Mute. I hate this thing so much.
Let me help Trym. I think I got you now, or I might have just muted you for me.
I think he's
Yeah,
muted
there.
for me.
No. You
Right.
you got it now. There you go.
Yeah, but I'm not muted on there.
Okay. Let's see. Disco is still here. Good. I don't know. My favorite scene with Murphy. Probably the first time Harry goes to her house and discovers it's this tiny little, just little old lady's house that she's living in, and it's all frills and stuff.
Oh, yes!
Real.
That is, I guess that's what people call gap mowing in the weeb circles. I blame Robert Renato for bringing me into that.
Okay. Actually, at this point, I gotta take a quick break. I will be right back. I need about 10-15 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. I don't actually know what my favorite moment of Karen's is, because she was kind of a slow burner for me. She was one of these characters who, at first, I wasn't really all that keen on it. And just as the time went on and the more interactions that they had and the more their friendship built, she grew on me.
That's pretty good though. Was there a certain point where you started noticing her in a more positive light?
Well, it's quite early on in the series, so. Especially because I just kind of listened to it through again, and from the start, having known where her story goes.
Yeah.
She came in, and I'm like, oh, Karen!
Oh.
Yay, Karen!
Let's see. Well, if I can say the part where I started really liking Karen, it was like during the fourth book, when she and Harry had that talk to, right before they're attacked by the plant monster, the chlorophene. That's when I really started liking Murphy, because she herself was open to, communicating with Harry. Harry was finally opening up to her, and every single book afterwards, just my opinion of Murphy just grew more and more positive.
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean though. That she definitely grew on me as the series went on.
Yeah. Good lord, I wish more female characters were made like that.
And then of course it became a, why don't they just get together?
Oh, that, yeah. I mean, it took fucking forever.
We're ready.
Stop beating around the bush and just fucking fuck already. And it got frustrating at the end there. It's like, finally, at changes though. Finally. And then no, of course, Kincaid, asshole.
Well, that was kind of Harry's fault.
Well, technically it was Nicodemus' fault.
Well, it was. Yes, I suppose.
Yeah. Fucking archangels. Never trust them. They're glowies. Archangels are glowies.
Speaking of which, what did you think of Ghost Story? Because that was a very different novel.
To me, ghost stories in general, or like stories about what happens after death, are very hit and miss. But like I really liked Grave, the third book, and the way they did Ghosts. So how we got more of the afterlife, or sort of afterlife, I like that. I enjoyed ghost stories a lot, and when you introduced like Evil Bob and fucking Corpse Taker, yes, you had me. And especially you first.
With Ghost Story, I actually had to go and read some of the because there is little short tales in between
Hmm.
changes and ghost stories. So there's one of the briefcases actually has a kind of aftermath thing from Karen's perspective, and I actually found that I had to, even in my second read through, I had to go and listen to those briefcases between the two books because there's such a massive shift. And if you're just listening to them back to back, Ghost Stories is like, what?
Yes.
It's such a change in pace.
You're doing yourself a big favor if you, after changes before Ghost Stories, you listen through the entire side jobs collection.
Mm.
Because that'll just make the entire fucking journey so much easier to digest.
Especially that final short story.
Yeah.
With Karen and the alphas and kind of how they're coping in the world without Harry.
Yeah. Because he gets assassinated in the end of Changes. And I've only promised we won't be spoiling the last 2 books. Just saying.
I mean, Changes is halfway through the series.
Yes.
You should have read Changes by now.
Yes. I mean, you're here. I'm kind of been fucking shilling this book as if I got paid, and I haven't gotten paid. I just love this damn book so much. Go read it. Fuck's sake.
Yes.
Let's see.
We're not allowed to talk about the last 2, but...
No. Because stuff happens there, and it's... Oh boy.
One of the books that really interests me is, I think it's Skin Game, the one where they go and on the rob.
Yeah.
And it's one of those books that I always mean to kind of go through twice or try and pay extra attention because half of the book, Harry is giving out sort of different instructions than what he's giving out.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a clever fucking book.
And it's one of those books where I'm just like, oh, I was meant to sit and see if I could figure it out. But he's just like, well, when I say this thing, then, pay attention to the last word in the sentence because that's what I actually mean. And I'm like, God damn it. I forgot to listen for that again.
I will admit, the second time I listened to Skin Game, I went halfway through and was like, holy shit, yeah, I'm just gonna... I'm restarting this.
Yeah, I got to the end again, to the meeting where they're actually before. And I was like, damn it, I really meant to listen for the kind of code this time because I feel like that's going to be a very different listen
Yeah.
when you actually bear in mind what the code is.
Yeah. I mean, Skin Game is like the rest of the series, really damn good, but Skin Game is the second book aside from Changes where I deeply recommend you to listen to the book once and then go through it again after you're done.
Mm.
Because it will point out things that is really interesting.
Yeah, I need to have another listen through that where I'm just bearing in mind what the code is and just see just exactly what little kind of bits of information are there.
Yeah. Let's see. Don't mind me messing around with the lights here. Try to see if I can make something look like a menacing aura, but...
And Hades was another interesting character.
Or if I can hear Arden screaming from across the Atlantic. He named his dog Spot. Oh, and he wrote it in the comments too. Pretty sure that's Arden's favorite part.
Like I didn't expect him to be be
Yeah,
a friend.
no, you're right. It is my favorite part because I've always been curious about languages, and I had translated Kerberos years before. And when he brought it up, I was like, is he actually... Oh my god, he actually is going to talk about... He named his dog Spat! It was so fucking hilarious.
And cute! It's just cute!
Yeah. And he's a good boy. Yes, he is.
He is very good. And it's like, Hades is a dog person. It is,
Yeah. That's the underworld I want to go to.
Oh, yeah. Why the hell is color drop?
And that's actually one of the things I really love about the series too. There's a lot of really good humor in there,
Yes.
and a lot of great pop culture references.
And again, the way he balances between serious, humorous, and downright soul-crushing, it's fantastic. It is clearly the work of someone who loves what he does and has a innate talent at what he does.
Yeah, he really works at his craft. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, since you guys are here, I can use you as judges. What do you guys think of Ursil's drawing?
Really good.
Thank you.
I like the
That's
glowing.
yeah. The red glow is really really good.
Yeah, just in case you couldn't tell that a giant six-pawed bear with horns and extra eyes were evil.
Well, red makes it evil.
Exactly.
The same way as if you paint stripes on a car, it makes it go faster.
Yeah, or actually, if you paint it red, it goes faster. So this bear is speedy as fuck. Oh lord.
Only thing I might have added some blood on the teeth or the claws, because he's been shredding someone.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Maybe
That's the only change I might have made.
I'll see if I can do it. We do have the time for seeing if I can add something. So.
Or at least some like blood splatter on his around his face or something. Like he would have been murdering something.
Oh yeah.
That's very true.
This gives me a really good excuse to mess around with the. Oh, there we go.
Bez says you have to paint the car red with stripes and flames.
There you go. Imagine the speed.
Prime Knight, of course, brings in the Warhammer 40k. Red is fast, black is tough, green is best because orc is green. Wag!
Yeah, and of course, blue is stealthy, but nobody likes to be stealthy because pansies are stealthy.
Now it just looks like he has lipstick trim.
I know. I need to figure out a way to make it work. Because the splatters go everywhere, and that's sort of like, pain. Pain in the butt. Let's see.
This is true. You could give it a drip effect.
Yeah. I don't know if he actually has that here.
That's probably something you'd have to draw in, I think.
Most likely. Fuck it, let's go. Maybe here.
But yeah, the idea of being very into it, like he almost sees Harry as an actual person. Like if you hear him where he does the short stories, he actually explains at the beginning of the story, like why he wrote this story and what he wrote it for. And he's always like, oh, I wanted to see how Harry would react if I dropped him into this situation. It's very interesting to hear his thought process on that.
Yeah.
Because again, it's like he sees Harry as a person. And, how would Harry react? Even though I'm writing him, how would Harry react if I dropped him into this?
Jim Butcher obviously respects his own creations.
Well, he's spent so much time with Harry that Harry is almost, in a sense, I suppose, taken on a life of his own.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things, and a lot of the characters have almost a life of their own, like Toot Toot.
Oh yeah.
Like there's almost no predicting exactly what Toot is going to do from time to time.
I mean, first he comes dressed in Pepto-Bismol remains, and then he suddenly has an armor.
I do wonder as well, like how much of the kind of characters he's kind of bounced back with James Marsh's reading of them, because he does, he does actually mention James Marsh's readings of them and how fantastic they are. And I wonder, how much he heard the first reading of them and went, you know what, I'm gonna incorporate that.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually worked with Marsters to see how many of the characters would be. would be created accordingly to what Marsters could perform with. That's it. Words.
Mm.
Yeah. I forget which book it's in. And it'll be in. It's the audiobook that it was in, but the blooper that they left in, where Marsters talks about. Oh God, how did he say it? You guys might know this better than me because I haven't listened to the audiobooks as much. But there's one point where Marsters kind of breaks character and he starts talking about something to do with something that's happening to Harry and just wondering how he's going to get him out of it or something.
I had
or
an
maybe
audiobook
that's-
where he misread something and was like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, no, okay, that's what I'm thinking about. Maybe I'm thinking about something he said in a con or something.
Maybe. Now there was I had my first audiobook separately. Not gonna say what. You're hard. But in one of those, it was a track where Marsters was like, he said something, and suddenly was like, what? Not right? Oh shit. But I can't for the life of me remember where it was because it's years ago.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny having listened to the audiobooks and then listened to Marsters talking about performing the audiobooks. It's kind of influenced me because I do a bit of reading too. And one of the things I remember him saying is you have to be careful how hard you pronounce your T's and your P's. So I'm constantly thinking about that when I'm doing like a poetry read or something like that because that and those two sounds, they can be really, really harsh in the mic.
Yeah.
And it's usually one of the first things I go through to try to remove when I do the editing on the audio.
Oh, there's another fun one in the short audiobook, The Law, where where the Butcher is the one reading.
Mm.
And
Okay.
at the end, he does a few. He includes a few takes of his warm-up session or trying to read things, but where he screws up a bit. So he's, I don't know what he says, like rubber baby bumper bumpers or something like that, and says it quickly.
Oh yeah, rubber baby buggy bumpers.
There you. Rubber baby
Yeah,
buggy
that's
bumpers.
one of those. That's one of those verbal warm-ups people do.
That was fun. I laughed. Of course, whenever something like that happens, I tend to be at work and doing the. I have washing machine duty, so I'm the one putting like the steel tools inside a giant washing machine to wash it. And suddenly I'll start laughing hysterically because there's something in the book happened, and then many people will look around and is like, you okay? Audiobook? Okay, fine. Sure, buddy. I'm not crazy, I swear.
I remember I had gotten a physical copy of Skin Game when it first came out, and I was sitting in a coffee shop reading it. And when I got to the scene with Spot, I started laughing out loud, and just the entire room just looked at me like, "What the fuck is wrong with that crazy person in the corner?"
Okay. Sorry, but you have to calm down on that, or else I have to show you it.
That's the other part of me listening to them in the car while I was commuting. I could be fucking giggling away, or in one of the later books, sobbing.
Oh yeah, so much fucking sadness.
Nobody could see me. Unless I stopped at a traffic light and suddenly like, ah!
Yeah.
Just see the person in the car next to me like, not you. But it's funny.
There's so many good moments. I just can't fucking remember so many of them. There's like, what did he? There is a moment in one of the books, I don't remember where, but there's the main focus of the book, like a weapon or a tool or something, and it's knocked into the air. Dresden catches it, and then he sticks his tongue out like Roadrunner style, meep meep, and runs the fuck away.
Oh, that was Deadbeat. I think he got some item off one of the bad guys.
Yeah, and he just sticks out his tongue, meep meep, and runs the fuck off with it. Get him! Oh lord. Of course, I like it how whenever he has a villain that is cheesy, he just makes Harry just no, I'm not doing this. Seriously? Really?
Oh yeah, like the villain will start to do the evil monologue thing, and Harry will just cut him to pieces over it.
It's like, seriously? I mean, in the beginning, how he mouths off at, what's the first of the three necromancers' names? Gravane? You know the one
Yeah.
with the fedora? Yeah, he is such a fucking stereotypical evil bad guy, and Dresden is like, oh, this is too easy.
Yeah, he starts trying to go into his villain monologue, and Harry just repeatedly interrupts him, like, just stop. What are you doing?
I love
Please.
that he tries that with Mab, and at first she was like, and now she's just like, that's just him.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
Don't push
okay.
me too far. He's like, oh, I'm fucking terrified of you. That's why my mouth won't stop.
I'm panicking, that's all.
Yeah, the self-awareness that Harry has in some of those scenes is absolutely wonderful.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and another thing, the first time you meet Nicodemus and he starts actually using... Because Nicodemus can be a smartass too, right? And he
Oh,
does
yeah.
sass, and the first time he meets Nicodemus, like, oh, he did not just steal my thing. I mean, the first time we meet Nicodemus and he is introduced to, the thief woman, and when she just starts plugging Nicodemus full of holes, he just stands there, a hand in his pocket, and then moves his hand and like, can we move this along kind of motion.
Oh yeah.
Nicodemus is an evil bastard, but he has some damn charm too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's one of the most, I was gonna say lovable characters, but he's kind of like Joffrey. He's a character that you love to hate.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to when he gets his comeuppance, that asshole, but still. Oh man, dude,
And-
I am so wondering how his story is going to be, because the shit he did to get what he wanted in Skin Game,
Mm.
and the way just Harry twisted the fucking knife. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
God, Harry, he is the good guy, but Harry can be cruel at times, and that shit right there. Oh, I mean, even I was like, I paused the audio, was like, holy shit.
Yeah, there are times when Harry can be absolutely ruthless, and I love it.
Oh yeah. Like he also has these semi-villain moments. When he has an antagonist dead to rights, like how he, the villain, like not Bianca, but the co-villain of the third book, that ghost, the nightmare.
Okay.
Yeah, how he just destroyed him at the end there. That was
Well, the
fucking
same as
cool.
what he did to that ghoul, where he set it on fire from the inside out. Like Harry
Oh, yeah.
he has that ability in him to be wicked, and he knows he does because he's always been scared that he might become a warlock.
Yep.
But he has that little wicked streak.
Yeah, it's also one of the things that Mab just loves seeing coming out on him.
It's kind of Jungian in a way, because Harry is definitely in touch with his shadow self.
Oh yeah, literally, actually. They have
Yeah,
they have regular fucking conversations.
Yeah. I do love those scenes where he ends up talking to his ego, his super ego, and his id. It's just hilarious.
Yeah, and how frustrated his id is with him. It's like the last thing he says, like, "You freaking idiot! It is so obvious. Please, do I have to spell it out? Do I have to write it on crayons for you?" Oh god, it is such an amazing fucking the fact and the fact that it's a recurring character too.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Okay, as you're coming to the end, I do have one question I always love to ask fellow Dresden geeks. Who would you cast as Harry? And if you had to pick a couple of other characters to cast in live action, who would you want to cast? And we'll run this a little bit broad. Pick any character, any actor ever. Doesn't have to be one that's necessarily still alive or still young enough to play the particular character.
Oh, I don't know. Not very good with actor names.
We can just say them by the roles in a different series or book, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, fuck! What was?
Bleach is actually saying Jeremy Irons. Who are you? Who are you picking? Is that your pick for Harry Bleach? That would be an interesting choice for Harry.
Do you know who might be quite interesting?
Definitely if he was younger. Yeah, a younger
yeah.
Jeremy Irons would actually work pretty well. Yeah, I
What could be
can see
quite
that.
interesting could be Johnny Depp.
For Harry?
He could, because he does some very kind of interesting characters.
I could see it, yeah. My pick for Harry is actually Taylor Kitsch, which I know most people go, what? Who?
Yeah, that's me.
But
can you spell the
Kitsch? He's the guy who played John Carter in the movie. If you've seen that. If you haven't, he played Gambit in X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yes, definitely that guy.
What was the other one? The one Chris Pratt was in for Netflix recently that was really big. It was military drama. Terminal List.
That is Amazon.
Amazon, sorry, yeah. Taylor Kitsch played his kind of best friend, sidekick sort of guy.
Yeah. Oh, that was a fucking gut punch and a half.
Yeah, but my absolute number one pick ever, period, is, and I actually agree with Bleach, young Paul Gross would also be an interesting Harry. But I would pick... Oh, go ahead, Deska.
I say Deb because the way he kind of throws himself into the characters, you know, if you look at how he's done, you know, Jack Sparrow, he becomes that character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he would be one of the people who would make sure he did it justice. He wouldn't half-ass it.
Yeah. I've got one pick that I absolutely have never changed since I made it, and that's Tim Roth for Nicodemus.
I have one guy I actually want to recommend. You know the dude who he's currently playing Butcher in the series. Oh, come on. In the Boys series, right?
Yeah, I know who you mean. I don't know his name, but I know who you mean.
Yeah, he's pretty much like because I honestly like Paul Blackthorne, you know, the one who did the Dresden Files TV series. I liked him actually, but the other dude, he basically looks like a more square-jawed version. But fuck it, I'm going with Blackthorne.
For Harry?
Yes, definitely. And for Nicodemus, Disco, I need to do some research. Disco, you can go first.
I don't know. I know. I picture Nicodemus. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Do you have any of the characters that kind of have an actor or actress connected to them in your head?
I can go with I can think of two actually. Now for Nicodemus, Christopher Lee.
Because Christopher Lee would have been so good.
He fucking oozes Nicodemus. But as a second, it would be Christoph Waltz, or
for Nicodemus, yeah, not a bad choice.
Or Mats Mikkelsen. Because Nicodemus has that, he's a little bit of a middle-aged guy, but he's able to do a lot of fucking evil shit, right? But yeah, Christoph Waltz, he was the Nazi in the
Inglourious Basterds.
Yes. And it's basically that kind of character that Nicodemus is. At least how I view it.
Yeah, he was the bounty hunter in Django Unchained too.
Oh, goddamn it was him.
I could see. I've already said I picked Wilford Brimley for Ebenezer McCoy because if you've ever seen the movie Hard Target with Jean-Claude Van Damme, he plays Uncle Dubé, the Cajun moonshiner.
I don't.
If you have not seen Hard Target, you absolutely have to watch it just for the Wilford Brimley scenes because they're so good.
See, I'd quite like to see, and she's not. I guess she's not even that well known, but I think Trym will know who I mean. Missy from Doctor Who.
Oh yeah.
She would make a
that's a good choice.
fantastic Mab.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Though the voice, she would be a really good. Yeah. They would have to, if it's a live action, they would have to do a lot of makeup thing or CGI.
I think they'd have to with anybody though.
Yeah.
Because Mab is not human.
What about Helena Bonham Carter for Mab?
Helena Bonham Carter?
Yeah.
I
she played. Oh, she was in the Harry Potter movies, but I can never remember her name. Lestrange, Bellatrix Lestrange. Is that the character's name?
No, she would be a good Maeve. She would definitely be a glorious Maeve.
Younger, she probably would, but for young Maeve, I would have picked Christina Applegate. Not Applegate. Ricci. Christina Ricci.
Christina Ricci. What's her thing again?
She was Wednesday in the Addams movies.
Oh. Now I'm sticking with the chick who plays Lestrange. Again, Maeve is that she is able to go between ha crazy and then downright maliciously malevolent, and yeah,
fair. And
if we're not going to be specific about age, then anywhere point, I think she would be a wonderful Maeve.
Yeah.
Here's one for you. You might like. Who would you voice cast to play the Janasqua?
Can be Marcus.
No, I think
cast him in all of them. To be honest.
Yeah, I think if
Every
we're
role.
voice casting Marsters, I think it should be Bob though, because I think he'd do best as Bob.
Oh yeah. Okay. I am going to say either Ron Perlman or Clancy Brown, because either of them would be able to say, "I'm gonna twist your head off and drink your blood like a bottle of pop." Would sound really fucking menacing through there.
I was gonna say James Earl Jones.
Oh God, yes. No,
the voice of Darth Vader.
Not just that. Oh, no, he would be a amazing He Who Walks Behind.
Oh, not a bad choice either.
Or
Sharkface. Ooh,
yeah, Sharkface is more of, to me, He Who Walks Behind seems more of the calm and intellectual type, while He Who Walks Before, again, he's the vanguard. He's a far more aggressive and less scheming person. Right?
Fair, yeah.
Person, whatever you call those fucking creatures.
Yeah.
But
one of the characters I really loved was Morgan, too. And if I was voice casting Morgan, I'd probably go with Arnold Schwarzenegger. But if I was actually physically casting him for an actor, I'd go with Dolph Lundgren.
I'm just trying to imagine Arnold Schwarzenegger saying anything that Morgan says. And only thing I hear is the "Hey Harry, I'm gonna cut your head off." I'm sorry, but Conan has ruined that for me.
Yeah, he'd definitely need a lot of time with elocution lessons.
A little bit. Jesus Christ! Oh.
Get to the council.
It's got to be someone else who's. No. I take back my Mads Mikkelsen for Nicodemus. He would be a perfect Morgan.
Oh yeah, he would.
Yeah, Mikkelsen for Morgan. Hashtag. There we go. Well, if you guys are happy with the Ursil, I will consider him finished.
That does look really good, Trym.
Thank you very much. Well, if is there anything else you want to talk about Dresden's related to this?
Any predictions?
Ooh.
That's difficult
with-
without spoiling the last
I
one.
was gonna say without spoiling, that's
Okay,
probably gonna be tricky.
Let's
Yeah.
see, give me 2 seconds. I am going to do a thing. Oop. So, on the screen now, I will write in big fucking letters
Excuse me.
this. Oh wait, that's
Spoilers ahead.
when I find the right size, I will actually. There you go. Now, when this one is removed, we will start talk about spoilers, guys. These are spoilers for Peace Talks and Battlegrounds. When I remove this, like this, it is over and you are free to listen to again. But if you don't want the last 2 books spoiled,
Mute.
mute. Just mute until I remove the spoilers ahead. You have been warned. I will count to 5 and we will start with our predictions. Ardent, do you want to start?
Sure.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
My prediction for the person who ends up picking up Amaracus is probably going to be. I kind of agree that Thomas could be the one who does it, but if they do it that way, it's going to require Thomas to somehow be cleansed of being a vampire.
Yes. I do agree with that as well.
Yeah.
It's but I'm still holding on to the idea, but if not outright cleansed, I think he will be able to suppress it through this, because he is, in my opinion, the best candidate for the wielder of the Sword of Love because of his love for
Justine.
and
Strawberry.
considering the situation Justine currently is in, it would be one hell of a motivator. All they need is to just get Thomas back out without his own hunger murdering him.
So leaving the hunger somehow locked up.
Yeah, or at least
Like
being
getting
able
the
to
human
know
out
it.
of him.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be the kind of thing the map could do.
Yeah, but imagine the
Map could
price.
grant that. The
I
price
would see that
be
being.
high, but Map could
Oh,
probably
yeah.
do that.
Yeah. Though
And she is kind of buddy with an angel, so.
She is. I suspect it will be Mab. She will be, if not the source of the
Well,
help.
Map or Titania.
Yeah.
It'd have to be one of those. Or one of the mothers.
Could be Titania. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I suspect that it will be through Fairy that Thomas's situation will be resolved, and it might be Mother Death.
Yeah, Mother Winter.
Yeah.
Speaking of the mothers, that's actually one of my one of the ones I have kind of headcanon with an actress. It's Helen Mirren, because I think she'd be absolutely terrifying as Mother Winter,
Ooh,
and
who is
absolutely
that?
sweet as. Oh God. Have you seen the Fast and Furious movies?
Nope. Well, I've seen some of them, but that's a long time ago.
Okay. God, who's Helen Mirren? She played the Queen in, I think it was called The Queen, actually.
I'm sorry, I haven't seen it.
Hang on, I'll grab an image of her just to show you.
While you do that,
Yeah,
Disco.
I mean, but who would pay the price, though? I mean, who would be your prediction? Because I think it would have to be one of the fake Queens of Fairy, and I don't think the ladies are strong enough. So it would be a hefty price. Like,
Oh,
who
yeah.
would pay it? Harry, what more can Harry give?
I think that they will be able to find a way to pay the price in a way that screws someone over who's an antagonist. That through the help of Thomas or through something, they are able to give Mab something she wants.
Well, one of the main antagonists does seem to be an enemy of Mab's. So maybe the price will be to give her that person.
Yes, one of the potentials is that he could give Nicodemus's head.
I thought
Or
I want that, but one of the antagonists literally walked up to Mab and caused trouble. Like, obviously knew who Mab was.
oh, either the head of King Korb or this one, they managed to cause some serious harm. Oh, hello, Callum Dayton. We are currently talking
Spoilery.
about prediction for Dresden Files, so we are currently spoiling things. So when I've removed the spoilers ahead mark, that's when we'll stop talking about spoilers. But yeah, I'm thinking that they're able to harm Nemesis in a way. And I think that could be a good connection too, that he is not as much as an immediate price they pay at the spot, but they are able to make it so Thomas is capable of fighting Nemesis. Considering that Nemesis and Justine are currently a thing.
You would probably need somebody to make some kind of prediction to link Thomas back into it.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't think Mab would just do it on the hope that then somehow Harry would pull through. Because she would expect him to pull through a certain night anyway.
Yeah.
You need something to say that, like, Thomas has to be the one to do this.
Yeah. But yeah, I see that as a potential. Any other predictions you want to make, Disco? You have a prediction?
Well, other than, I do think that there will be a battle with the Black Court in the next couple of books, obviously, because of what the Black Court did to Harry's friends in the last book.
Yeah.
The wedding between him and another character is going to be interesting, because that's coming up.
Yeah, that's fucking in the law that there's like they're arranging the first date in a way that sounds more like a ceasefire.
Yeah.
Terms and conditions.
Well, it is a political marriage, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the definition of a political marriage.
And if there's some way that he can find his way back to Karen, because I mean we know where she's going.
Oh, Karen. Yeah, but the problem is though, it is not even Odin can change that. Like the strongest form of battering, not even Odin can change that fact, right? So it has to be something where Karen's living memory of Karen has to be wiped out. That's when she can come back as an Einherjar.
I don't think she's necessarily going to come back as an Einherjar. Because she was Catholic.
Yeah, but she died with honor in the
Yeah,
fields
they
of
took
battle.
her there.
Yeah, and
That's where they took her.
I wonder if there's going to be an argument between Odin and Jesus or Uriel between who gets her.
if there was an issue, then God would have stopped them. But again, considering how she's been living her life lately and how she died like a true warrior, you know? Because fuck the Jotnar. That is, she has the first class VIP entrance to Valhalla. So if God had an issue with it, he would have stopped them already.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, we have had it before that fairy magic can make people forget.
Exactly.
You know, all of Susan's memories of Harry were stolen by Lananchi.
Yeah, but that was the problem. Is that is one person. We are talking about an entire city of people.
You think, well, the fairies could do that if they wanted to, if there were reason.
Yeah, but the price would just be.
I know it's your accent, Disco, but I heard you say furries. I'm sorry.
Degenerate.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, you're not.
Yeah, yes, Callum. We're talking about fan predictions and spoilers for Peter Pan.
Of course. Dresden Files. It's in the name of the stream, I hope. Yes, the Dresden Files edition. Woohoo! I'm not a complete idiot.
Not a complete one.
No, just a little bit.
So,
But yeah, those are my general predictions.
Yeah.
There's some big things coming in the last. I think it's 2 books, isn't it? I think it's 2 books.
I think it's 2 or 3.
so did they split up another book again, or what? Because that was one of the issues I had with Peace Talks Battlegrounds, was that it was supposed to be one book and they split it.
I'm happy that they did split it. Because so much happened in Battleground that I don't mind splitting the book if the result is good. And Battlegrounds was definitely a good result of that.
Yeah, I don't like the splitting just to milk sales and eke it out. But if there's just so much content that it warrants 2 books, then go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Do you guys want to know my prediction?
Sure.
Yeah. There is going to be a massive showdown between the Black Council and their allies and the Grey Council and their allies. And things will happen where at the end it will all come down to a showdown between Marcone and Harry.
It has to.
Yes.
I mean, Marcone's now Denarius.
Not just a Denarius, he is the 3rd most powerful Denarian. He is the sorcerer specialist. I think actually he might even be the 2nd most powerful because if not the most powerful, 2nd most powerful, he might even be the most powerful because I'm pretty sure he could wipe the floor with Tessa and Nicodemus, while dangerous, strong, and powerful with his own abilities. Fucking Thorned Nabshield knows too much magic. Literally too much magic. It's gonna be a hellscape, but
And we have foreshadowed that one day Harry and Marcone will clash.
Yeah, it's been foreshadowed since what, the 1st or 2nd book? And both of them know that there is a showdown coming up sooner or later, but I believe that I don't think Marcone will take the side of Nemesis and the Black Council, but there will be something between Harry and Marcone which put them at odds, and that conflict will end up becoming center stage. Sort of like how Harry's daughter became the source that ended up in the entire extinction of the Red Court.
I do wonder what role Harry's other daughter will have.
Oh, that's going to be an interesting one.
Because she's a powerful being.
What did they call her again? What's her name?
I can't remember what they ended up calling it. But she is a powerful being. She's one of the most. She's probably as powerful as Bob.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Bonita? Bonnie?
Bonnie?
I think so. Bonita or Bonnie or something like that.
I'm not sure. I can't remember what they ended up calling her. But she's gonna be powerful, and we've only touched upon her existence.
Oh, what if she becomes the focal point for the final confrontation between Harry and Marcone?
Well, she could.
Like the little skull you drew in there, Trym.
Yeah. I gotta do something. I can't just let the screen stand like this. So,
Is that Bob?
Let's see. It was Candlelight Orange.
Yep.
Yeah, if she comes into play, she's a very powerful character.
Yeah. If not one of the
and
most. Sorry.
And if she falls into the wrong hands, because if she's, assuming she's like Bob, she's a spirit of intellect. She could be very much like Bob in that, depending on who's influencing her, depends on her morality. So she could be a good or a bad character.
Yeah, that's
actually. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, that is actually the biggest risk with her. I mean, it's the reason why everybody was kind of freaking out about her during Skin Games.
Yeah.
But
One of the
she
things,
is too affected by Harry though to actually become outright evil, I believe.
I'm
fair,
not
yeah,
sure because she is a creature of intellect. She doesn't really have. If she's like Bob, she doesn't really have emotions.
Hmm, that is
This
true.
is why they said she could be very dangerous because she would be drawn towards Harry's memories, Harry's friends, Harry's family, but not necessarily in a good or a bad way. She would just be drawn there,
Hmm.
and then she would be powerful and confused.
yeah. There's actually a theory, since we mentioned Cowl earlier. There's a theory I kind of came up with not too long ago about who Cowl might be, and it's kind of building on the idea that it might be a future Harry, but it's not so much future Harry. Uh, the scene where Harry basically did a bit of magical surgery just using words with Bob to separate evil Bob. Uh, if I remember the phrasing right, it was something along the lines of "Don't ever allow that to happen again," or separate that part of yourself.
Yeah.
My thinking is Cowl might actually be Harry's potential to reactivate evil Bob,
Hmm.
because if Bob is given the order to make sure you can't ever do that again, then it would be, you'd also have to have the holder of the skull would have to be unable to make the decision
No,
to
you've
bring
kind of
that side of Bob back out.
you kind of forgot the part where that is impossible. He told him to never bring it out, so Bob in response lopped that part off him.
Yeah, but
Evil
that's
Bob is
that's what
now
I'm
evil
saying.
Bob is a separate entity.
He
Yeah, but
can't
this
bring it back out because it no longer exists as part of Bob. He could be given the order, but it doesn't exist.
Yeah. The thing about evil Bob is now a separate entity, a
perhaps.
separate creature, and he didn't die in ghost stories. He's still around. Evil Bob is still around. And I have a this is one suspicion about Cowl's identity. Among the if he's actually White Council, but I have another idea. I think Cowl
Mm,
might be a new form of Kemmler.
also possible, yeah.
Yeah. But that, of course, will kind of spits in the face of how Kemmler views, or seemingly views, Cowl's other apprentices.
Mm. Also,
Mm.
wasn't he looking for one of the teachings of Camler? If he was Camler,
Oh
he
yeah.
probably wouldn't need the teachings.
Never mind.
Also true, yeah.
Cowl
Unless he came
has,
back from the grave missing something.
yeah. It's it's hard to say. Nah, Cowl has to be a White Council member.
Which one?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean,
That's
the most interesting thing would be if it was like Martha Liberty, but at the moment, I think it's a Pietro who has faked his death.
hmm, possibly, yeah.
The only way it could be Camler, because we do know that time travel is possible. It's obviously not allowed, but it's possible. You know, the Merlin did it. And other characters have done it to an extent. It could
Yeah,
be a
the original
Camler
Merlin was doing it, yeah.
pre him writing those books.
Maybe a clone, in a
Well,
way.
if it's
Like
just
a
before he wrote them, then they would absolutely be of use to him if he traveled to after he wrote them and then found out about them.
I have a feeling that Kemmler will become very, very much a threat again because my theory about Kemmler is that he wasn't just a crazy guy on his own. I believe that Kemmler actually is or was the prime agent of the Outsiders, considering how he acted and how he just screwed things over everywhere, creating chaos and just turning upside down the laws of nature, literally making almost every single supernatural force ally against him. He was
Yeah.
a
Um,
threat to the world.
have we kind of moved away from the spoilers for the second two books now?
We stopped talking about the predictions.
possible
Yeah,
future. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
because when we're done with the potential of spoiling the book series, then I will remove the spoilers ahead, and I think we'll wrap it up.
Okay. Then. There's one or two little elements of the show that I've always been curious about, or the series. Sorry, I don't know why I keep calling it a show. It plays in my head like a show. But do you remember the prisoner on Demon's Reach, who basically gave Harry a hard time for fucking up his kind of quiet?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm so curious about that guy.
What was his
What the
accent?
heck? I don't recall if he was ever given a particular accent. He's kind of British dry, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, then it can't. Kemmler was a German, wasn't he?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. Then it can't be Kemmler.
No.
I don't think there's many humans in the prison.
No, I don't think it was a human. It was just. I'm not sure. I think it was humanoid, but.
It was. I believe it might be some form of former human, like an apotheosis, because it is possible that creatures can attain godhood, right?
Mm,
So I'm pretty sure that person is a former human that did something, realized how bad it was, and tried to redeem themselves. Maybe a secondary, maybe a Kemmler from not exactly Kemmler, but someone like Kemmler, but from far further back. Maybe he is a Starborn previously connected to the Outsiders.
true. Could be the Merlin, or could be the original Merlin.
I doubt it. Or wait,
I kind of do too, to be
I
honest.
don't know why
But-
the original
but it-
Merlin would lock the original Merlin off.
true.
Well, the whole crystal cage thing from the Merlin lore, from the King Arthur lore.
Oh,
Yeah, that's kind of what triggered me to think about it.
huh. Well, other than that, it's I got nothing other in predictions other than I'm pretty sure that the wedding will, if it goes through, it's gonna be a really awkward situation, or it's gonna be cancelled just in time. And of course,
It's really
Dracula's gonna
piss
get his
Harry
fucking,
off.
or Lord Dracula's gonna get his fucking ass kicked.
Well, let's hope for that one for
Right.
sure. I
So-
think that's. What do you? Okay, here's actually a simple question. What do you think is going to happen? And I'll make it a very general question: is Harry going to come out on top, or is he going to die at the end of the series?
He's gonna barely come out on top. He's gonna barely come out on top. It's gonna be a
He might
really
go
close
out
call.
on top, but he might also die at the end of the series because I think that's the only way that they're ever gonna stop writing about it.
Yeah, and it would also get him reunited with Murphy.
Ooh. Oh, you do say something there.
I know, right?
Well, he does have.
And I mean, it might be, if it's written well enough, it would be quote unquote right to have it go that way.
Yeah, and he does have clout with Odin, so that makes sense.
It's the whole die alone thing that's kind of still throwing me off, because
He
he
can-
technically did die alone.
Yeah, but
So that curse has already been carried out.
I don't really think so. He technically never really properly died, so
He did die.
Well, it depends
Well-
on how you define death. Like if you define it as permanent death, then yes, you're right. But if it's physical death, he's done that.
He was a ghost and everything.
hasn't
Yeah.
the die alone thing returned once? I think it's been mentioned recently, so it is still there.
Oh, okay.
I think. I'm not
I
sure.
really need to reread the last two books.
You do.
Yeah.
Die alone. Man, that was fucking heavy the first time. You don't really think about it first, but then it's like, oh shit, that's a lot of
Yeah,
things that can happen here.
That's kind of terrifying,
Yeah.
because alone can have some serious layers of possibility to it.
Yeah. Damn.
Mm.
Well, it's one thing is for certain. this series is gonna be as good as it's just gonna keep getting better and better until it ends, and I am so looking forward to seeing the last few books. And if
I'm
he
also
does,
sad about it.
yeah. But at this point, though, I'm gonna be honest, I'm more looking forward to seeing a series conclusion as long as it's good. Because I've seen too many Forever series that has had to been wrapped
Yeah.
up and was crap. I want now, whenever I see a series, I want a series that has a conclusion that is satisfying.
Yeah, like the original run of Buffy the Vampire Slayer was only supposed to be, I think, 7 seasons. And they ended up tacking on season after season after season. And you can see they did the same thing with Supernatural. They had a plan for where it was going to end, and then it just didn't.
Yeah.
Mm.
If you just end up adding and adding and adding, the thing is, you need a story needs to end, and it has to end in a good way.
I wouldn't mind, like, assume he comes out on top and he's like, right, I'm done, you know, I'm done with this now. I guess if he comes out on top, he's probably gonna have to find a way to get out from under Mab, otherwise it never ends. But I wouldn't
Mm.
mind, the odd little short story like he does, where he just goes off on a quirky adventure
Yeah.
every so often, and Jim Butch is just like, okay, here's a little fun, What's Harry up to 10 years down the line? Oh, he's still being a fucking retard.
I mean, you know that one of my favorite short stories in Side Jobs? That is when, those edgy teenage guys who throw a smoke bomb, which he thinks is a pipe bomb in his house, and shit just goes down. It's like, oh no, not this. Everything goes against him.
Mm.
And the best part, it's one of the parts I like the most about the last book before changes. I think it's Turncoat. You know where the White Council traitor is revealed, right?
Yeah, Peabody, yeah.
Peabody, that asshole. And it's just every time he walked into a room and he sees a Mexican standoff between Mouse, Molly, Morgan, and sometimes
Thomas.
No.
Thomas and Justine.
No, not Thomas.
No.
His then girlfriend.
Anastasia.
Susan.
No, not Susan.
Anastasia.
Lucio. Yeah, Anastasia Lucio.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Stacy.
Yeah.
She didn't like that.
Oh god. I mean, I wonder why.
I was kind of sad about that falling apart.
Oh, I know.
When it came out the way it did.
That was such a sweet relationship too. Oh, and the fucking emotional gut punch of how the the white court hooker who Lara decided to eat.
Her cousin.
Yeah. Anyway, that was the worst part. Like, the first time I didn't notice, but the second time I listened through it was like, yeah, that should have worried me that it actually worked on him if it was supposed to be real. God damn it.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you want to talk about, or should we start wrapping up?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to head off because I did say I'd only be gone a couple of hours.
Yeah, I'm pretty much good. The one last thing I want to say is I do love how Harry carries a gun.
Yes.
Because El Kablamo is in fact the best spell.
It is. And especially when you do it with a couch gun and dragon rounds, because screw you and your monsters.
Especially like, well, what are you gonna do now? And he's just like, he just pulls out the gun. He's like, I still got this.
Oh, it's beautiful. And I love how pistols actually work, right? Like, Murphy emptying a goddamn clip, and emptying an entire magazine of bullets between the head and the stomach of Redcourt will never stop being satisfying. Oh, well, and like that, boop. Safe, guys! You are safe, except for the bear. So, before we end up, I'm going to give you both a chance to shill a bit for yourself.
Okay, I will go and grab that document I had, and I will throw links into the chat as Disco is talking.
Well, hopefully we'll be doing some more Bum Simulator next week, and hopefully Mr. Brazic will show up. So yeah, more peeing on people. Hopefully we'll get to build a base next week. I don't know what day, but I will put it up on various Discords and Twitter and whatnot. Also doing Sons of the Forest with the Bickering Bunch sometime this week. Maybe tomorrow, or it may be into the new week, depending on when Kyle is free.
Is that your little pupper I hear in the background?
No, that's my little boyfriend.
Oh, there's a bit of distortion, so I couldn't tell exactly if I was hearing a dog bark or not.
He's sneezing.
Sorry, Jack.
He's just sneezing. Yeah. And on, I think, Tuesday, we're doing Deep Rock Galactic with the Big Green Bunch.
Neat.
Or
Awesome.
Monday.
Is
Oh,
there a link you can throw me for that? Because I
Yes,
don't think I've ever watched anything.
I'm gonna have to sit up in my reclining chair now and actually pay attention.
Oh, sorry. In the meantime, while Disco is hunting that down, I'll throw in my 2 links. There's my YouTube channel and my Rumble channel.
Thank you.
Oops.
Anything
There you go.
special you're going to be doing this week?
Nothing particularly out of the ordinary. I am still looking at doing a Geek Off stream, but I don't know if that's going to happen as fast as I wanted it to, because I've gotten so much response that I don't know for sure if I'm going to be able to do it as the call-in. I may have to set up brackets and actually do a tournament thing with this.
Yeah, though we can always do the one between you and me when I get back from work next time. So you don't have
Also
to stress
true, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to stress with my side on that. And
Yeah.
besides, we all know that the CIS is the best faction. And also
Grand
there's
Army of the Republic.
there's also a thing tomorrow, which both you and I, and maybe Disco as well, if she has the time. It's the 100 episode anniversary of Sultans of Chaudelet, in which we're gonna do a drunk stream and play games.
You know I can't drink, Trym.
You can still be there and smack talk us, you know that, right?
You make Jack sit next to you and do the drinking for you.
I can't drink.
I know you can't drink, you got a little babby. But I'm saying you can still be there and smack talk us.
Also true. You
Yeah.
can just come in and call us gay a few times.
I mean, that's standard part of the course at this point.
I'm not entirely sure how fun it is to be the only sober person in the Discord call.
Well, I'm generally sober anyway because I seem to have a better tolerance than most of the guys.
Well, I'm not gonna be sober, but then again, you guys come and go as you want. There's no pressure on anyone.
I may jump in, but I probably won't be there for the whole stream if everybody's just drunk.
That's fair.
Yeah, makes sense.
Just pop in and pop out.
I'm actually going to have to. I'm going to have to spend at least the first hour and a half, 2 hours, more or less sober because I have an engagement that's going to keep me away for about a half an hour or so later on in the stream, and then when I get back, I'm going to have to power drink to catch up. So I may end up overcoming my tolerance.
Yeah.
I could have some fun and nominate somebody to have my share of the drinks.
Okay, you could just randomly be like, Trym, Arden, Basic.
I'll just be like, Trym, I'm gonna need you to get a second bowl. You'll be like, why? I'll be like, because that's my one. And for fuck's sake, I'm drinking this one.
I don't like how you single me out already. Oh boy. Sorry, I'm just gonna make sure that the doctor knows about this.
We assume that you have the ethnic tolerance to handle it.
I mean, I can handle it, but I'm still really affected by alcohol, so it's gonna be fun.
Who's gonna handle
Oh, yeah.
Trym though?
No one. Hey, Basic!
Des is lifting his mind at us. Oi!
We summoned the Aussie. Well,
It's interesting how we start talking about being drunk and the Aussie pipes in.
yeah.
We could nominate Bazik to have my share. You can drink an extra bottle of Bailey's, right, Bazik? One of them big balls.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Arden, make sure to
Friggin'
bring
magnum
Stormy
of
with
it.
you as well.
Stormy will be here tomorrow. That is the plan.
Good.
She may be here actually later today, from the looks of it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and a little show from my side is that me and Besic are most likely in 1.5 hours, depending on how long it takes to make food, eat, and rest up a bit, to be playing some Halo 3, where we're going to
Awesome.
rid the galaxy of the communist known as the Covenant and the communist known as the Flood.
Awesome. I
Yes.
will definitely join you guys in chat for that, though.
Amazing. Other than that, I don't know aside from the Sultans thing. I might be doing a art stream on Sunday, but no guarantees.
Okay.
Yes. So
I have my regular Sunday stream, of course.
yes, lovely.
Yeah.
We can time it between and see who goes first or
Yep.
who goes last.
Yeah, it usually works out pretty well that you end up being about a half an hour after the end of my stream, which is great because more often than not I go long.
Yeah, hell, you can jump in if you want. You too, Disco, if you want to talk about other shit. I'm okay with that. But nothing is set in stone just yet, and it also depends if I'm just regular hungover or fucking hungover. I have about
Just
3
remember-
bottles of liquor and a lot of mixing out water, soda. So
I was going to say, just remember to do yourself a favor, put a single shot glass on your table next to you and keep it full of water at all times, and about every 20-30 minutes just take a shot of water amongst all the booze.
yeah,
It'll help with the hangover.
it's a good idea. And also, salty snacks are good. So I have a cheat day on Saturday, and I'm looking forward to that. Well then, I would like to thank both my co-hosts here for joining in on the second Dresden Files stream. Hopefully we can have one later. Maybe we can do an episode based on the separate books if you guys feel like it.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's
Could
like
do it.
I don't know how often we're gonna do these streams, like once every time I'm back from the boat or once whenever time allows for us. But yeah, if you ever do a rerun of the Dresden Files books, then tell me and we can see if we can do something
Well,
fun along there.
I think if we're gonna do based on like an individual book, like letting us know like a week beforehand so we can actually go and listen to that specific book, so
That
we
would
can
be
talk
good, yeah.
in detail about what happened specifically in that book.
That is
'Cause-
a very good idea.
I do remember in general in the series, and when we bring up a topic, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. But if you want to talk for like 2 hours on a specific book, I would like a chance to just re-listen to that.
Yeah, and it also gives us a chance to successfully evangelize some of the others who come to chat. So
Yeah. Well, that sounds like a really good idea to me, at least. So yeah, we can talk more about it later a smidge, and then we'll just do that. I can also, for each book we talk about, I can do a sketch based on a event happening in the said book. So I'm up for that.
or we could get you to do a alternate version of the cover where Harry doesn't wear a hat.
Huh? Yeah, that's always a fun thing. I don't do
Yeah, I
hats.
like that.
You have hats now.
Yeah, I do love that the artist accidentally put a hat on him once and just went, no, I'm running with it.
Also, Total Blackout Painting is streaming tonight, but it's past our bedtimes. But Total, just name your time and place. And Arden, could you link his channel for me?
I will, in fact, throw his link in.
Lovely. Well,
He just hit. Oh, for the record, a very big piece of news for Total Blackout. He just hit 1,000 subs.
oh, congratulations! Good.
And
Well
he
done.
says it's 6 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 3.5 hours later here. So that's 9:30 my time. That would be midnight for Disco. And I think you're an hour after Disco?
I'm
Jim?
an hour ahead, so I would be into the next day.
Yeah, okay. So you'd be 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a quick applause for Total Blackout Painting, if you can hear it. I don't know, noise suppression is on. But yeah.
You know, we've got a soundboard. We can just
my
golf
God.
clap it.
Fuck it, everybody click the golf clap thing. There we go. And we're done.
Yeah.
Next time I'm muting that shit.
Yeah, congratulations, Blackout. It's amazing to see you doing that well. So
Yeah. And also, Total, I need to get in touch with you because I have an idea for maybe we can do sort of a co-stream or at least a co-project where you make a background and I can draw a character or something. But we can talk about that later. Just DM me in Discord and we'll talk about it.
yeah.
Well, then with this, I would like to thank you all for coming along, everybody who's been watching. Thank you both to my co-hosts and co-fans of Dresden Files. This is the last time, this time I'm going to say it. Go read Dresden Files, or listen to the audiobook, preferably. You won't regret it. And with that, I would like to say goodbye, everybody.
Good night, all.
Bye.
Bye.